Our vision before we began this process was to really create a patient-centered system of care that put all the decision-making in a process by which the patient was front and center, and also created a system that was the highest quality with the highest safety and the best coordination for the entire system to work for that outcome. And we knew that we had to do several things, but the two key components of that were to have the people with the right mindset, the right processes in place, and then to be able to see what kind of technologies would we have to bring to bear to be able to enable our people to do what we needed them to do to achieve our goals. Well, the reason to engage StatCom was because several things. One, I think originally StatCom seemed to be the product that had the same thought processes built into it that we were envisioning for our transformation process. They were very much flow-oriented. They were very much about coordinating the entire hospital system to bear on the best patient outcome. The other couple of things that were really, after we got to engage with the people at StatCom, were the fact that the people thought processes were very similar to the thought processes that we had with respect to the transformation process. And not only were they looking for a technology platform that would enable us to show what's happening to the patients at any given time, but really build a system where you can actually do the work in the system and be able to impact at the level of a single patient or at the level of 300 patients simultaneously. So the robustness of the system as it was there, the people and the thought process, and sort of the matching of the minds, if you may, in terms of producing something that was really, in our opinion, unparalleled in the healthcare arena at the time. So to give you an example, by virtue of having StatCom, we have what we call our hub or the care coordination center, where a nurse who's specialized in working with the StatCom system can sit at her desk and be able to visualize the entire hospital, every patient in the hospital at one moment, and know minute by minute exactly who's doing what, where they are going, and what's happening to the flow of the hospital at any given time. Another example would be when we started our process and we started mapping out where we were, it would take us, on a good day, an average of about 7 to 10 phone calls to admit a patient to the hospital. Today, we don't make any phone calls. It's all done electronically. Phone calls are an exception, only when you have to do something above and beyond what the system can do. I mean, making phone calls, for me, for example, is at least 2 people, if not 3 or 4, because sometimes you're looking for the person who needs to be on that call. And if you have, like we did, about 75 to 80 patients admitted to the hospital every day, times 10 phone calls, times at least 2 people, that's a lot of work that was being done that really did not add any value to the system. Now all that is done through StatCom. StatCom has the ability to be able to tell us very quickly in terms of which patients are in what status, which patients are on the floor or not on the floor, which patients are, for example, in isolation, so that you know that if they have a pneumonia and you need to be protected from a droplet infection perspective, or somebody has a skin condition and you need to make sure that you're not touching them without having the proper barriers in place. So all that is done by visual cueing, so it enables the people, without having to find out after the fact, but actually prepare before the fact to be able to take care of the patient in the best possible way. I think ultimately, yes. I think again it's technology, it's mindset, and it's the processes, and it's obviously the people ultimately who do the work. So the technology enables the people to do their work the right way the first time, and that's how we've built it with StatCom. The other great thing about StatCom is that it enables us to give feedback to our people in terms of how they're doing. So many of the processes that we've built into our future state are the processes that are built by StatCom into the technology. And by virtue of doing that, we now can get data out of StatCom that tells us how we are doing, where are the areas of opportunity, and then we have the ability to give that information back to our folks so they can continuously improve the processes and the systems on a daily basis.